Mermaid talk, couldn't scroll by if you're interested in real mermaids, all right, not Disney characters, the real deal stuff. Because welcome to Mermaid Files, okay? I'm gonna start doing a playlist and I'm going to be scouring and bringing on this platform, all right, on my channel, the best encounters out there, like that I find, that I come across, because I love the topic of aquatic beings, all right? So in Mermaid Files #1, at name, I will put it up here or down here somewhere. I think it's something like Coco Honey Brown. And she and her young daughter encountered a mermaid in, I think she said it was Vermont. Here is her encounter. Go check her channel. Roll tape. Mermaid Files with Rosie Part 1.
Excuse my under the wig braids, but let me tell y'all a story about how I saw a mermaid. Okay, so I was visiting one of my sisters in Vermont. That's where she lives. And we just spending the day. It was me, my daughter, her, and her boyfriend. We spending the day at the beach. He had like a little private beach situation going on. So we were there just enjoying. My daughter was like 3 or 4 at the time. So the sun was starting to like go down a little bit. I say it was like 4 or 5 o'clock. I think it was summertime. Summer or spring, one of those. But my daughter's just playing by the water. I just have my feet in the water. I just finished taking a nap in one of the hammocks. It was a very nice, chill day. Then I hear my 3-year-old or 4-year-old say at the time, she goes, "Mommy, look, a mermaid." And she like points, "Mommy, look, a mermaid." She can't really say mermaid properly. So I said, "What?" You know, I'm still just kicking my feet. And you know how you just like, yeah, honey, oh my God. She goes, and then she come to me, she start pulling on my clothes. "Mommy, look, a mermaid." Okay, give me a minute. I'm sorry, y'all. I just like, every time I think about it. Okay, so I followed her like, let's say 2 feet just to the left. And I turned and I looked and I saw a creature sticking up out of the water. I don't know how far it was. I'm not good with distances. If you from New York, it's like 2 blocks away, right? 2 blocks away, but with nothing in the way. Its skin was black. It was black, like black, midnight black. And then I saw the upper part. It was a female or whatever. I saw the upper part of its torso. It was like standing up. Its skin was black as night. The bottom fin part, which I could only see the top of it, was like a turquoise, but it was a color that I can't explain. It was like glitter and shiny. It looked like sequins. I don't know. I haven't seen that material anywhere or whatever. Its hair was red. Like it looked like it had a wig on, low key, like, and I couldn't see its face. It was standing away with the sun the reflection from the sun bouncing off the water, like right in front of its face like this. So I couldn't really see its face. But I strongly believe that creature was manipulating the light energy from the sun, so I couldn't see its face. And then I was like, so I start calling my sister. I'm like, Harmony. I start calling her. So I'm looking because I'm trying not to lose. I'm like, Harmony. I'm calling her. By the time she came, it was gone. So I said, Harmony, I just saw a mermaid. She goes, "You didn't see no mermaid." And then my daughter was like, yeah, we see mermaid. My daughter's now, she's 9. She will attest to when we saw the mermaid. Yeah, so that's my story of when I saw a mermaid. I'm surprised I haven't shared that on TikTok. Crazy.
So that was the video, and I've obviously had some form of transformational effect as well, albeit not my legs into a tail. It is the next day, all right? It is no longer Nightcap Chronicles. Now I'm finishing the video. So what did we think of that? So in that story, we saw the woman and she said that she saw a mermaid with her child. Now, I am going to do another separate video where I'm going to deep dive into some of the more woo-woo aspects. So please like and follow and look at that video. But this is just that was the story. I don't want this channel to be completely about mermaids, all right? But I absolutely do love mermaids and stuff like that. And I also love cryptids and anything to do with that. Aquatic beings, as I prefer to say them, encounters. I often, when I'm sitting there listening to a story, loving it as much as everybody else, I'm like, this is bullshit. Or you sit and listen and there's so many rubbish stories, but equally there are so many good stories. There are so many encounters that I genuinely believe are real. And thanks to things like TikTok, they are no longer suppressed. People can tell their stories. And here, all I want to do is weed out the good ones, showcase them on my channel and really kind of talk about them. Actually, let's talk about them. All right. Hearing this story, like I said, it will give me a side eye because you hear about a green tail, you hear about a red wig, and you're immediately like going, okay, we are cosplaying the Little Mermaid here for black people. This is what you are seeing. But this is absolutely, that is the one thing that gave me side eye, but that is also the one thing that made me realize there might be more to it than that on a science level. And we're going to go into that in the second video. I said that I think that aquatic beings can be both interdimensional of nature, or they could also actually be native to under the sea, but just deep sea beings that we haven't interacted with. And now I actually left a comment for this girl, and I actually went onto her page because I literally was like, when I heard her description, I was going through my USB stick for some reason or other, because like I'm always like storing all the information and data for things like this in general, because like I said, in my life, I'm sort of like a mystic in that way. So I do store information. I do see things like very symbolically, and I am what I would call water coded. I do really have an affinity for the water and the things in water, and in a spiritual way, very, very connected in ways like that, So I get information that comes in that way, and I store everything. So I was randomly, for something else, going through my gallery, and I came across an image that I will put in here, because then I was like, holy crap, this looks exactly like the image that what the girl was talking about. Look at the skin, look at the hair. So I went onto her page, and I said, is this what you saw? Is it like this? And I changed the color of the tail to make it fit with what she was talking about. And she was like, yeah, it kind of looked like that, except the hair was way, 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 way red. So I made another image and I said, what about this? And I think that was more along the lines of it. And it was at that point that science stepped into the room. And that's when I was like, yeah, I think that she had a real encounter with a real being. And we're going to get into it in video 2.